Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for another United Daily Live, a late night special. Wow, if you're in the UK, that is, or anywhere around there, it is very, very late for you guys that are in India. I know. I do apologise for the time shift, but this is how we're doing it. Late night UK time, when the news is breaking, when the newspapers are releasing their stories for the next day, all those kind of things, and we also get the benefit of coming in at the end of the day and getting everything that has gone on in the day as well. So we're kind of in that magical time of when the news comes out for the next day, but also we've got all the stories in of that day so far. And we are here Friday the 31st of July to talk about Jadon Sancho yet again. Of course, we can't get through a day on United Daily Live without discussing Jadon Sancho and a potential move to Manchester United. So we'll be discussing that today. We'll also be looking at how Manchester United could possibly be in for a young Monaco centre-half, Badiashile. Now, I don't know too much on this. Benoit Badiashile linked with Manchester United. Could United be going in for him? The new kit has got a release date of August the 4th. Loads of you guys have been asking me that question. So that is the answer to that one now. August the 4th is the date that the new kit will be released. And I assume we'll be wearing that in the Europa League. So it looks like we could be wearing the new kit in the Europa League. Hopefully starting as we mean to go on and lifting a trophy in that kit. Fingers crossed. It could just become a disaster. Imagine the first game in it. We lost 6-0 against Lask and went out of the Europa League. That would be a little bit embarrassing. But nevertheless, that shirt is to come out on August the 4th. And we'll also look at reports that Gabriel Magalhaes, I think I've said his name right, it's Portuguese, Brazilian. Gabriel, the Lille defender, his agents and his reps are apparently in the UK to speak with British clubs, to speak with English clubs. And Everton and Manchester United have been linked with his signature. So we'll be looking at all that news for you guys that haven't seen the Weekly United earlier. You'll get that Gabriel news for the first time, but also we've got those new reports in relation to Jadon Sancho, and the news today comes from Jan Arg Fjordsraff. Now personally, I don't know much on his reliability. You guys will have to let me know on that, but what I do know is there's a lot of stories in relation to Jadon Sancho at the minute. There's loads of things circulating, and it does feel like there's no smoke without fire. Manchester United are interested. Dortmund are in a position where they're looking to sell. Jadon Sancho is in a position where he's looking to leave. And Jan Arg Fjordsraff says there's still no agreement between Manchester United and Dortmund. The price is estimated at 120 million euros. It is very likely that he will leave Borussia Dortmund, and it is very likely that his destination is Manchester United. So we're hearing these reports more and more now in relation to Jadon Sancho, and it does look like Manchester United might be settling on that 120 million euro fee. We'd heard reports in the last 24 hours as well, various other reports saying United were looking to pay 60 million euros up front and then 60 million euros extra staggered in payments for the player, a negotiation over a period of time. The similar tricks that you do on Football Manager. Now, if Manchester United managed to do that and just pay 60 million pounds up front, or 60 million euros up front, around 50 million pounds, just over that, up front for Jadon Sancho, and then had to commit to the rest of the fee at a later date. We saw Arsenal do that with Nicolas Pepe, where they paid most of it in instalments. United would be looking to pay half of it if that was the case up front, and then the remainder by instalments. Now that could allow and free up more cash to potentially sign players elsewhere if we need to raise the funds for that. So it is an interesting one. We're hearing now that the clubs are just meeting and looking to decide on that transfer fee itself and the structure of the payments. Now it may be United end up negotiating around 100 million euros or 100 million pounds. 120 million euros is around 107, 108 million pounds. So let's say United agreed to pay 100 million pound and we paid 60 million up front, the rest in add-ons. I think that would be a safe bet for Manchester United in terms of freeing up a little bit more transfer budget for this window. But also, Dortmund are in a position where, yes, they are going to be selling him, but also they've got a decent contract there with him, and they can demand a high fee for him because he's a pretty young player with lots of goals and lots of assists. United are obviously going to be trying to negotiate and get that price down, but it does feel like this is the direction we're going in, and it's just a matter of time until that deal is agreed between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. So that is the latest news in regards to Jadon Sancho's potential move to Manchester United. I've not budged off my rating, my rumour rating of around 9 out of 10 for this one. I am quietly confident that Jadon Sancho is going to sign for Man United. Now, not so confident that I'd rush out and get his name and number 7 on my new United shirt if I was to get one. But I'm quietly confident he'll be a Manchester United player in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. It might take a while. It might rumble on for a little bit. There might be a long negotiation period. But I have no doubt Dortmund will sell. I have no doubt United want to buy. And I have no doubt Jadon Sancho wants to join Manchester United. It's as simple as that. Surely this one is a matter of time. Let us know what your thoughts are in those comments below on the Jadon Sancho factor. Will he be wearing that new Manchester United shirt that is released on the 4th of August? We got that news today in a season ticket holders newsletter, which went around giving us a discount code for if we want to use it on the United Direct website, and of course letting us know that the shirt will be out on August the 4th. I suppose it's time for a little bit of on this day goodness before I get into your comments and your thoughts on the Jadon Sancho story at the moment. And Wednesday the 31st of July 2010, so 10 years ago today, Anderson, the £18 million Manchester United midfielder, is pulled from the burning wreckage of his car in the Guedes area of Braga in Portugal. It is reported, the Guardian states, he owes his life to being pulled lifeless from the vehicle shortly before it exploded. The report continues that the crash occurs at 7 a.m. when Anderson's £125,000 Audi R8 comes off the road, hits a farm wall and flies into a field. That's what happened 10 years ago today. Anderson was in an RTA and was very close to exploding in a car. I wouldn't have remembered that unless that book by Mike Donovan told me On This Day Manchester United. But there you go for a little bit of On This Day history here today on AdamMcKola TV on United Daily Live, and we are of course discussing all the latest news and headlines in relation to Manchester United, and we'll be answering some of your questions as well. Let me dive into the comments section. We've got around 300 people watching, so make sure you're hitting that like button right now. Ryan jumps in the comments and says happy and peace Eid al-Adha to all. Yes, Eid Mubarak to everybody that is celebrating today. Hope you guys have had a good one, and if you're not, hope you're enjoying a good Friday. Rebecca with the comments says hope you are keeping well. Thank you very much. I am feeling well. Hope you are too. It's been a hot one today. That's the only thing about it. I am very, very hot. Smoke Drink Pop says, does Jadon Sancho go straight into the starting 11? That's a super chat as well. I think it's pretty obvious that Jadon Sancho would go into the Manchester United 11 straight away. I know we've got Mason Greenwood playing for Manchester United and playing well on that right hand side of the midfield, but I do feel like Jadon Sancho's the man. He's that right winger that we need. We've got that left hand side forward in Marcus Rashford. We've got Anthony Martial through the middle, who's cemented that 9 spot as his own. Now we need to get that right winger spot sorted. So Mason Greenwood's not being expected to play week in, week out of position now. It's a position he can play. We know he can. He's great on left and he's great on his right foot. He can also play on the left. He can also play through the middle. And we want to see him providing cover, I think, for that number 9 spot a little bit more as well. But we need depth. We need quality and we need strength in depth. And the right wing position is one that's crying out for a man to make that position his own. And I think Jadon Sancho would do just that. Thank you very much, Smoke Drink Pop, for your super chat. Kyle Martinson has also got a super chat in and says, if we don't side Grealish or Van der Beek, who's your third horse in the race? That is a good question. Oops, I've just got my slipper stuck in the seat there and pumped it down at the same time. Let's bring that back up a little bit. Oh my God, I'm all over the place today. It is so bloody hot. But here we are. Grealish, Van der Beek, or James Maddison. Is that okay to say? I know he's signing a new deal at Leicester City, and that's probably because United's interest lies elsewhere. But James Maddison's believed to be a fan of the club, and I'd love him to sign for Manchester United. The only reason I've turned away from that is because I don't think you sign Grealish and Maddison, and I'd love to see us sign Jack Grealish. But I think James Maddison's a fantastic talent and I'd love to see him in the team. Anyone for Angel Gomez? Who's he signed for? Apparently he might be signing for Lille in France, but I've not heard anything recently. So God knows who's he's going to sign for. How old is the defender from Monaco? Benoit Badiashile. Imagine having Hannibal and Benoit in the same team. Jeez. Let's have a look how old he is. I don't know too much about this fella, so I'm not going to just pretend to know. He's 19 years old. He's been linked with a move to Manchester United. And 14 hours ago, Real Madrid were also linked with a move to him. So this is the Daily Mail story. Real Madrid are lining up a move for Monaco starlet Benoit Badiashile after a strong League One campaign with the French defender tipped as the new Raphael Varane. Real Madrid are weighing up the move. According to Spanish media, he's valued at around 35 million. He's had 16 domestic starts for Monaco before the season was prematurely called to a halt. And he's splashed on the front page of AS there, as you can see right there. He's splashed on the front page of AS, and it looks like he could be heading to Real Madrid. But he has been linked with a move to Manchester United, as you'd expect. There's always someone going to be linking him with a move to Manchester United. And Benoit Badiashile has been linked with a move to Manchester United. Let me find who it was that linked him with that move again. Sorry, I've lost that article. It's on Paddock. What the hell am I doing? So here we go. This came from Julian Maynard, and he said Leverkusen are still in negotiations with Monaco for Badiashile. The club are hopeful of completing the transfer, but face competition from Manchester United. So again, Manchester United have been dragged into a negotiation on the back of another club being involved in negotiations with the player. That's how it's looking at this moment in time in terms of Benoit Badiashile. I don't feel like there's anything in it. Can I just welcome Aramuri Ravikishore, Ravikishore, sorry. Aramuri, thank you very much for joining AdamMcKola TV. I really do appreciate you guys getting involved and becoming members as well. If you can't become a member, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button anyway, liking all the videos and helping support that way. But if you can support by joining a membership, then get clicking that join button. I'm doing well, thank you, Rishi. How are you doing? Bailey says, do you think once the Sancho deal is done, we will quickly move on to the next deal for a centre-back or a Jack Grealish type player? I do think that, but I also think Manchester United will be looking to get the likes of Alexis Sanchez, Chris Smalling done before we move into the market for Jadon Sancho. I really do. We've given these, deadlines to Roma and Inter Milan and said, look, you can't register them for the Europa League because they're going to be heading back to Manchester United at that point. Now today, Inter Milan registered Alexis Sanchez for their Europa League campaign. Now that to me suggests they're probably quite confident that they're going to agree a deal with Manchester United. So I would expect to see maybe a deal agreed in the near future for Alexis Sanchez to Inter Milan, and that is the kind of rumours we're getting at the moment, or those are the kind of rumours that we're getting at the moment, that Alexis Sanchez is going to be joining Inter Milan on a permanent deal. So obviously we'll sit and wait for confirmation on that and more what's the word? Why have I gone absolutely blank? More credible information in regards to that one. But this heat's doing wild things to me. Sorry, I've missed a few super chats that I've just caught up with. Regatali, thank you very much for your super chat. Says, other than those, we've already been linked to who would be your dream signing this transfer window. So I'd love to get Jaden Sancho, Jack Grealish. Everybody knows that already. I'd love a centre half. My preference was Dayot Upamecano, but he's signed a new deal at Red Bull Leipzig. But still, you can dream. You said it's a dream signing. And Thomas Partey was a dream signing as well. But I don't think we'll target a central defensive midfielder until the end of this next season and maybe in the next summer. So thank you very much for your super chat, Regatar. Then we've got Bryce Menezes with a super chat saying, let's leave the central defensive midfield position until next summer. so it becomes the last piece of the puzzle. Neves an automatic replacement, 100 million worth it. Let's get 100k subs, says Bryce. Thank you very much for your super chat as well. Apologies that I did miss it. Does Jadon Sancho go straight into the starting 11? Yes, he does. There was Kyle's as well. They all come up here, you see, but some of them didn't appear there, so I'm just scrolling through it right now to make sure I've caught up with every single one of them. Bryce, I've read your one out. Thank you very much for your super chat. I don't know about 100 million for Neves, but I would push the ball out to sign him. Not that much, but nevertheless. Kyle Martin says, what outlet do you read and trust the most? It depends on what kind of story you're looking for information on. Obviously, you got the likes of Christian Folk, Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein. You got loads of people like that are quite credible. You just got to look at what their past has been to kind of predict whether they're going to be right or wrong. And you've also got to see, like, Andy Mitten is a reliable source in that he will give information that he gets reliably. He's not going to make anything up. But you've got to ask yourself, with any source, why are they being asked these things? When someone gives information, why are they being told this information? Some of them will receive information so that they put it out there, and it puts this news into the ether, like so contract negotiations or bargaining can be made a little bit easier. You've got to see, like, it's why whenever I hear things, like, I hear things a fair few amount of times, you can imagine, like with what we do and stuff, but I never repeat what I hear on camera unless it's been published out there, because how do I know why they're telling me that? How do I know? I don't know, and I don't want to be looking stupid because of somebody else's information. That's why on these United Dailies, I bring you the news as it is, and I give you my opinion on that based on, like, their past and their, all that kind of thing. So that's what I'll be doing. Am I going to be on the paddock watch along? I am going to be on the paddock watch along. I take the Doucouré from Watford. Same. Well, I wouldn't take the Doucouré, but I can see why you say that, Ross, because he's a decent and he's a talented player. I take Troy Deeney as an Igalo replacement. I'd love to say I'm kidding, but I'm probably not. Gabriel's agent. So, not dreams can come true, Gabriel, with the patch Gabriel, but Gabriel, the Lille defender, his agent and his representatives are apparently in England for negotiations with 2 English clubs. These English clubs are believed to be Everton and Manchester United, and this was reported by Sky Sports News today. Now, again, you've got to ask yourself, why is nobody else reliable reporting this? Why hasn't Ornstein jumped on it? Oni, Fabrizio, Chris, why haven't any of these people, anybody in France, why haven't nobody jumped on his story that Manchester United are in for this Lille centre back? Now, he's talented, yes. He's at a price which is affordable, yes. But are United in for him? I don't know about this one, Why are United being linked with him on the back of an Everton interest? I feel like his agent has come over to speak to Everton. He's told Sky Sports, we're going to speak to Everton and United. And Everton are going to therefore come in with a little bit of a bigger offer for Gabriel Magalhaes. Now, it may be United have scouted him. And if United are interested in him, maybe Sky have got a scoop that nobody else has got. But it's been a very long time since Sky Sports have did that or done that. Now, in my opinion, I don't feel like we're going to be going for Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't think we're going to be doing it. But we'll keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. We are still live, James Evan. Hope you're doing well. Paul Papple, how you doing, mate? Thank you very much for your comment. For United is the only party. Yerimina 2.0 says Bailey. I mentioned that earlier in the Weekly United. I'm glad you've said that because it does have a resemblance to that move, doesn't it? And I think he'll end up elsewhere. Why is the second English club always United? Why can't it be West Brom, says Rishi? Just wouldn't get those clicks, would it? Fabrizio Romano is top dog #1, says Sean Ralph. There must be some concrete links with him, says Ross. BBC have linked United with 32 players since the end of the season, says Cress. Do you mean actually BBC or do you mean the gossip column on BBC? Because they're two very different things. And sometimes their Twitter accounts, their social media departments will tweet out the gossip column link with a story from the gossip column. So there'll be a story in the Daily Star, which will be in the BBC Sport gossip column, and will be then tweeted out with the gossip. Like, so then people screenshot them and think that's a story from the BBC, when it's actually not a story from the BBC. It could be from Daily Star, The Sun, and their social media departments know what they're doing. They're quite clever when they're doing those kind of things. But you've got to see it for what it is. We all had that gossip column. That gossip column on BBC website has been there since teletext days. I used to check the gossip column every single day, refresh it at midnight to see it change, so you could see what kind of was going on in the newspapers the next day, what were the headlines. That gossip column's always been there. But nowadays, in the day of social media, they'll tweet them out so that they can get the clicks and the conversation around those rumours and the clicks to their website. Because people immediately think, whoa, the BBC, it must be legit, when it's not necessarily. Stretford Paddock in the comments, how you doing, lads? Or does that mean I'm speaking to myself? Paddock representing in the comments, says Ryan, this is a very, very late night live, isn't it? I can see Romero going if Henderson's staying, says Ross. What's the latest on Gabrielle, says Faz. She says dreams can come true. That's what Gabrielle's saying at the moment. Is that Joe on the Paddock account, says Sean. It could be. Could be Cam. Was Cam in with him tonight? It could be one of them two bellends. Who knows though, eh? Joel, no need to apologise, mate. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you're clicking that like button, guys. Make sure you're commenting, sharing, subscribing, getting it locked in to AdamMcKola TV. Ralph Rangnick has left Red Bull Group as their sporting director, and his move to AC Milan has fallen through, which has led a lot of people to linking him with a move to Manchester United. We heard about a month ago Ed Woodward was on the lookout for a director of football again. For fuck's sake. How many times have we heard that story? But nevertheless, Ralph Rangnick has left the Red Bull Group, and it looks like he's going to be linked with every single club going. But there was talk about a month ago that Manchester United had met with him and decided not to go ahead with anything with Ralph Rangnick. So it doesn't look like that one's going to happen. And to you guys that get excited about that, you know, let's not, because it's probably not going to happen. Joe was alone on Late Night Live as always. Also, he's not a bellend actually, says Stretford Paddock, which is definitely me. Joe expects people to believe that. Adam squared. According to ESPN, Sancho and United want to prevent a protracted transfer this summer. If United want to prevent a protracted transfer, I can't even fucking say that, protracted transfer this summer, pay up the money, you dickheads. But you know what? I am of the opinion that we shouldn't be coughing up the money yet. Make them sweat a little bit. Make them sweat. Right, we've got a story as well. That's just been posted on si.com by Stretford Paddock. It's written by Alex Turk. So if this is bullshit, we'll kill him. He says United table initial 27 million offer for Gabriel Magalhaes. Where has this come from? It's according to La Voix du Nord. Do you like that French accent? Described as hyper reliable in regards to Lille news. They are saying United have submitted an offer worth 30 million euros for Gabriel. And Sky Sports have followed that up by... I don't know how Le Voix du Nord, how reliable they are. I don't know. I don't trust this one. I don't think Gabriel is going to end up at United. If United end up signing Gabriel, I would be very happy for that, because it means we've got one of those signings that we need to make out of the way early. If you then get Jaden Sancho in the next few weeks, you can focus on getting one or two more, but you've got most of your business done, so you don't really need to stress. So I would love it if Gabriel was our centre-half signing and Le Voix du Nord was right. Alex Turk was right. Go and read his article, by the way. I wasn't going to read it all out, but Stretford Paddock have just tweeted if you want to go and check that out after we're finished here. But it looks like that could be happening. It's so hot, man. I need some sustenance. I need a Haribo Tankastic. The cola bottles of things. Right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. And of course, I will be back tomorrow at 10:30. I'm not sure what the video is going to be for 5 o'clock tomorrow. But there will be a video at some point. I'll have some sort of idea soon. But yeah, make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Make sure you're keeping it locked. I've already said that. The link to Stretford Paddock is in the description below. If you missed Late Night Live, go check it out. And Isaacus has got a super chat. Says, can I check my DMs? I will do that, mate. But thank you very much. For now, I'm going to get out of here. One or two this. That was good. See you later.